The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. PNP Chief Rodolfo Azurin Jr. apologizes to the wife of a late onion farmer over alleged harassment by police. Perlita Gallardo said several cops appeared in her residence in Bayambang, Pangasinan and forced her to sign an affidavit recanting her statement on the issue of farmers committing suicide. Perlita earlier told senators that her husband took his own life due to financial losses in onion farming. In a radio interview, Azurin said that the incident was not a case of harassment but just a validation of information. Kabataan Party list slammed the alleged harassment and called for the rightful protection of onion farmers. Meanwhile, the Agriculture Department vows to help onion farmers by looking for more direct buyers of their produce. Shaila Francisco with the report.
After almost 4 months of planting and waiting, farmers are now busy harvesting their white onion produce at a farm in Rizal, Nueva Ecija. Farmers have doubled their harvest this year, with white onions now bigger and better in quality. But despite the bountiful harvest, farmers can't help but worry as farm gate prices of the commodity started to drop in a matter of days. From 250 pesos per kilo, traders are buying their produce at 120 pesos. Farmers are pinning the blame on the government's decision to import onions. They say some traders have stopped purchasing local onions in anticipation of the arrival of cheaper imports. Farmers also feel forced to sell onions at the price dictated by remaining traders since they don't have the means to transport their own products.
Wala nang magagawa dahil hindi naman namin po pwedeng kainin lahat. Lumalagay na lang kami sa sigurado kahit na ako na medyo mababa. Hawak na namin yung pera. Kaya kung bibiyahin namin ito, bibili pa kami muna ng truck. Mahirap din. Pupunta kami ng palengke. Hindi lang po pwedeng pupunta rin basta ng palengke lang doon. Kaya kailangan may kilala ka rin bagsakan doon.
Some farm owners with vehicles are trying to sell their produce directly to the wholesale market of nearby towns. But this seems to be a challenge for them as well.
Para kang kawawa doon na nagmamakaawa ka na bilhin yung magandang produkto mo ng presyo.
These are just some of the concerns raised by farmers when agriculture officials inspected their farms Friday morning. The DA says they are now looking for additional buyers for the farmers. They are also working on providing farmers access to cold storage facilities.
Gusto po natin na yung mga magsasaka mismo magkaroon ng access sa cold storage facility para yung pagbenta po nila ng kanilang produkto ay they can demand the price that they want. Kasi dati po, pag wala silang access sa cold storage facility, mapipilitan silang ibenta agad.
While farm gate prices have dropped significantly, this is not immediately translated in Metro Manila markets where prices remain at 250 to 400 pesos a kilo. Farmers and the DA say some retailers may just be finishing off old stocks they bought at higher prices. The government assures consumers that it is expecting lower prices in the coming weeks with the arrival of some 5,000 metric tons of imported onions. Peak harvest is meanwhile expected around mid-February. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. People in China are on the move again as they celebrate the Chinese New Year under relaxed COVID-19 restrictions. Let's watch this.
It's Lunar New Year, China's most important holiday, and for the first time since the pandemic emerged, people there can travel freely. Travel is expected to be no holds barred this year. People don't need to take a test in order to get on a flight or a bus. And for the first time, they won't need to quarantine once they arrive somewhere new. We're expecting 2.1 billion trips to happen during the Lunar New Year holiday. That's more than double we saw last year, but still slightly below the 3 billion that we saw in previous years. One of the great unknowns at this point is how exactly this mass migration is going to impact the COVID outbreak across China. We do know that there's already been a significant outbreak that's happened, particularly the biggest cities. The question is whether or not the rural areas have been fully exposed to the virus, and whether people going from cities like Beijing and Shanghai to rural villages and towns are going to be bringing the virus with them. The number of people who travel abroad is still pretty low at this point, given that many people haven't been home to see their friends and family, and the demand for international trips has remained low. Economists and analysts are expecting that this return to travel is really going to be buoyant, is really going to be helpful, getting people back out and spending once again. If the number of infections increase significantly, it could have a dampening effect on the economy for the next couple of weeks. This is the year of the rabbit, and China watchers do expect that the economy is going to take off after the Lunar New Year holiday.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Education Department says it is deeply disturbed and saddened over the fatal stabbing of a student in one public school in Quezon City. The involved student is now under the custody of authorities for appropriate interventions. The COVID-19 positivity rate in Metro Manila declines to 2.9% from the 4.7% figure logged the week before. This is still below the World Health Organization's recommended 5% threshold for positivity rate. And motorists may expect another round of increase in the prices of petroleum products next week. Philippines sees diesel prices going up by up to 2 pesos and 50 centavos per liter, and gasoline by as much as 3 pesos and 10 centavos. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.